focused on standards than outcomes right now, but what did you see in terms of what you guys put out there on the floor in terms of the type of consistency to your brand and your style that you're looking for?
Yeah, I think we just did a good job, just transferring the things that we've worked on in training camp, competing together, all of the little things that we kind of prioritize as an organization. Did a good job just kind of applying that into the game today, and it was from the jump. We got off to a really good start. There were some small things that we'll look at and we'll get better with, but for that to be our first preseason game and we played that well on both ends of the court was really good.
Yeah, what side maybe stood out to you more, just in terms of the execution?
I think the togetherness on offense was one thing that kind of stood out to me. I thought that we always, tried to make the right play. We got good looks, we got a lot of good shots, and that helps. And that helps a lot, especially like when you're getting back on defense. When you're creating good offense and getting good shots, it helps you kind of get back on defense. And the other team obviously isn't playing in transition near as much, so we did a good job.
Your crew had to drive a little further south than they normally do during the season. What was this like for you being here?
It was still awesome. The fans were great out here. Even I had some family come down, so it was good to see everybody.
So some satisfaction tonight that you guys were going up against their starters from the tip?
I wouldn't say too much. It was more about just us kind of growing as a team and working on our things that we prioritize. Obviously, they played their guys, and I thought we did a really good job just kind of, playing our brand and still having success in that end. So, obviously good to see, but it's first preseason game, so you can't take too much from it.
We saw Us get out there and do some things. I think he had knocked down 2 threes early.
He looked good. Yeah, I was happy for him. I told him, stay aggressive. He looked really good and, hitting good shots. So it was good to see him try to dunk on somebody, too. Twice.
What steps forward have you seen from him this season? I felt like he was making some really good passes, kind of heads-up plays out there as well.
Yeah, I think just confidence and a little bit more of an aggressiveness to himself. He's been good. Even in training camp, he plays with a little bit more aggression up to this point. So it's been good to kind of see him, flourish up to this point.
Even with some of the younger guys, there's some continuity there, like guys like Malafy, BC. Just what's it like having those guys out there? And are you feeling kind of that continuity there with those guys?
Yeah, for sure. I think those guys are kind of used to even our brand of basketball also. So, they kind of have a good feel, and their style of play just fits in really well. So they're very understanding of, what it takes to, work and have success in the system, and they do a good job of it.
I asked Mark about just your ability to kind of rise to the level of whatever the role is that's asked of you each night. Tonight, you kind of seem to sense it, and I just wonder if that awareness that Mark called a skill, is that something that's conscious, or is that kind of instinctual for you to kind of recognize what the game and what the situation is calling for?
He said it was a skill?
He said your awareness is a skill.
That's awesome. I think it's instinctual. It just kind of happens. I'm out there on the court playing in the flow, and there's a level of just both confidence and awareness where, there's times where I think I have to, be aggressive to score, and then there's times where, I have to feel like, let me take a back seat and see what kind of develops out of this, play. So it's really just feel and instinctual stuff there.
Mark, what did you like best in terms of just your overall output there on the floor today, and particularly on defense?
Yeah, I thought generally good carryover from the week. It's always a little sloppy early, but we played really hard and competed and executed a lot of the stuff, and certainly stuff that we can clean up. It gave us some good feedback on where we need to improve, but generally I thought the competitiveness and the spirit of the team was really good.
A couple of those kind of execution plays came from the hands of Ooze. He had some really nice backdoor passes on cutters, and then of course, confidently made some shots as well. What did you see from him?
Yeah, good floor game. He's just, as I've said many times on him, he just continues to get better. He's still so young. He's 22 years old, despite being a fourth-year player, and so he's still coming into his body and coming into his game, but he's improved steadily over time. He knows what's going on out there on both ends of the floor. He's obviously got great size, and I thought he played well.
You got a lot of time for Nikola tonight. What'd you see from him?
Yeah, great. For him and Brooks and the other rookies, it's just a great touch point. It's their first time with the uniform on in an NBA game, and I thought they all did really well. I thought Nikola, was excellent. Great floor game. He runs the team. He's obviously got maturity and awareness beyond his years. And that showed up tonight, and it's just a great starting point for him.
You had to like what you saw from your reserves going up against their starters to start the game.
Yeah. Those guys went out there and played. I thought the ball moved really well. got into a really nice rhythm on offense, and then defensively, some breakdowns, but certainly good execution as well. And just like I said, a good starting point for us.
What are you learning about a guy like Chris Youngblood and in the minutes that he's gotten so far?
I mean, just the approach of all those guys, Mal, Zach, Gort, and him. Those guys have done a great job through camp, as I said before the game, and so I wasn't surprised that they went out there and played like they belong. He's got great confidence. He gets his shot off quickly. He's got things he can improve on the other end of the floor and even systematically on offense, but great approach and very professional, and those guys have all made a very good impression since their time started here.
What is it about Aaron that allows him to just – seems like he rises to whatever the role is on that night, and kind of fills up the pan regardless of how big the pan is that night.
Yeah, great way to put it. And, he's just got great awareness. Awareness is a skill, and he's got it. He understands what's going on in the game and what's going on around him, what the team needs at a given point in time. He's obviously got the skill and talent to have nights like tonight. We've seen that many times, but some guys that have that, when they're in a primary role, have a hard time sliding into a secondary role. And you really, as you said, you can put him in any role and he's going to thrive and remain efficient and remain inside the team. And so, again, not surprised by how he played, but he was excellent tonight.